Today we're going to be performing our first oil change on the Rebel here. Manual says to do it at 600 miles. We're just slightly over 600, so today we're going to go ahead and change the oil on this, change the oil filter, get that first oil change out of the way since we put about almost 700 miles on the bike now. Just a good idea to do that initial change to flush out any potential metal shavings or anything in there. So we're just going to go through the process, change the oil on the Rebel. Pretty straightforward, everything's easy. And open access, so it should go pretty quick and smooth. I got some 10W40 Honda oil. Manual recommends 10W30, but it's not really going to make a difference. It'll be fine. So I'm using 10W40. Got a brand new filter from the Honda dealership, and we'll go ahead and get started on changing the oil on this thing. Again, you guys can use whatever oil you like for your motorcycles. I just grabbed some regular Honda oil and a filter from the shop. I always like to grab a piece of tin foil there to put over the header so no oil drips down. And you won't get any smoking or anything like that. Just covers it up, makes it a little easier. It's something you can throw away when you're done. So let's go ahead and get started. Just start your bike up and let it run for like 5 minutes. This will heat up the oil, let it circulate, and make it easier to drain out. So we're just gonna let the bike run for a few minutes. Now that it's ran for a few minutes, I'm gonna put the foil on over this portion of the header, so that way when we remove the filter, if any oil drips down, it's not gonna sit on there and smoke when we go to ride it later. You could probably do the foil first before you heat the bike up, just because now it's hot and I just have to be more careful, but not a big deal. The header wraps are on there, so should be good. So just go ahead and put the foil on. And we got our foil situated. Go ahead and loosen the oil fill. This will just make it so the oil will drain out. You know, if the cap's on, it's just kind of creating a vacuum, so it'll just be harder to drain. Here we go, a look underneath. That's your oil drain bolt on the bottom here towards the back facing the rear tire. We'll remove that bolt and that will drain the oil out, and then we'll go ahead and start putting in the new oil and also replace the filter. So it's just down there on the bottom. If you got one of these low oil collecting pans, it makes life a little easier. You can pick those up from any hardware store typically, but it fits right under there, so we'll just loosen that bolt and drain the oil out. And just so you guys can see, this is a 12mm bolt. If you have a socket extension, probably make your life a little easier, but just go ahead and down there, loosen it. Just loosen it, and then that'll drain the oil out. And while it's draining, you just kind of want to check on it, see if you see any metal particles, shavings. You might see just a little on a brand new engine, but not too much. Anything that you should be alarmed with. Obviously, if there's a lot, then you might want to go get that checked out, but everything looks pretty good here. So once the oil's drained out, guys, I like to go in, we'll take the plug off, wipe down around there, put our funnel in. Also just make sure your funnel's clean so you're not putting any dirt or anything in there. Just dump a little bit of fresh down there and let it drain out, and just in case there's anything floating around, it'll just kind of carry it through and bring it out the drain plug. So I'll just put like a little bit of fresh in there, and then we'll just wait for that to get through and drain out, and it just kind of, if there's any like debris left in there, it'll just carry it with. After that's done draining out, we'll go ahead and just put the bolt back on, and then we'll go up front, swap the filter out, and then we'll top it off with oil. Come in and remove the oil filter up front. If you have some clamps or something like that, it's probably going to help get it off there. You can see the foil doing its job of keeping the oil off the headers there. We'll just go ahead and remove this filter. Then we'll go ahead and just kind of wipe around the area there to make sure all the debris is cleaned off. Get a good seal and put it back on. And then we'll go ahead and just take a little bit of oil and put it around the outside seal here. We just screw that on at the same spot, tighten it down. And usually with the filters, you just go hand tight. You don't have to go crazy with them. Once that's done, we can pull the foil out. wipe off any excess. So all we gotta do now is top it off. So the manual calls for 2.9 quarts if you do the filter too, or 2.7 if you don't do the filter. So since we put a new filter on, we're gonna go ahead and do 2.9 quarts. About 2.9 quarts in there. Go ahead and put the cap on. Everything's all changed. We're gonna fire it up for a couple minutes, let it run, just check for any leaks or anything like that. No leaks, then we'll check the oil level. Then we'll stand the bike up and check our oil level and just add any if we need it. But nope, that's sitting good. There we go. All in all, about a 15-minute job there. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Just do your first one at about 500-600 miles, and then you could probably go at least a couple thousand until your next one, maybe every 2,000 or 3,000 miles, or as often as you'd like. But really easy, straightforward, guys. Hope that helped you. Do your first oil change on your Rebel. If you enjoyed the video, please like, give a thumbs up. Check it out. We got a whole bunch of other videos on the Rebel. If you guys are wondering about the bars, exhaust, fender delete, all that stuff, guys, I got videos on all of them, install with links to the parts that I use and stuff like that. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you in the next.